besties. How you guys doing?
Hey.
All right. Okay. And look, I don't do the happy day. Well, look, welcome to today. Okay. Yeah. Just let's do that. Welcome to today. Today is Wednesday, guys, and we are here. The Bestie Finders office hours, and I'm super excited as usual every Wednesday to be here with my besties, Coach Naya, hey, and Dr. Lisa. How you guys doing?
Awesome.
Y'all need to sound like it. Y'all know my exhorter
I
is.
sang my awesome. I feel amazing.
Oh, you did? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I need to, the exhorters. We like that response. All of that interaction. We love to share with me, get excited with me. I would have y'all standing up in these chairs, waving your hands like you just don't care. All of that, right? Y'all don't know that side of me,
I
but.
feel, I feel
But
good.
anyway,
I feel
guys,
good.
welcome to Bestie Finders Office Hours. Besties, all right, Dr. Lisa, what do we have the pleasure of talking about today?
All right. Well, we are talking about how getting called to leadership will get you humble real fast. You're going to walk in. I'm Olivia Pope. I am handling it. I've got this. And then there's that day. Your team is bickering, they're dropping balls, we missing deadlines. And now you're up at night wondering, like, hold on, is it me? Is it them? Am I the problem?
What? Girl.
Well, here's the truth about that. Your team's dysfunction doesn't erase your own gift, but it does expose where your leadership is going to get real. So understand that great leadership doesn't, the proving grounds is not when everything is running smoothly and we all hitting numbers and all that good stuff. Your leadership is tested when things start feeling real messy. So today we're going to talk
Mm.
about how to hold on to your confidence even when your team feels like the hot mess express. Because questioning everything, yeah, that's normal. We wonder if things are going right or can they be better. But if you stay trapped in self-doubt, that's a choice. So have you all ever had a moment where your team's dysfunction went way off the rails and made you question if you were even cut out for leadership? And if so, how did you handle it? How did you handle it? Or how are you handling it right now?
Mm, So
Bubbling coach.
yes. I have experience where I walked in and I thought I had it all together, and then things weren't translating. Right? I would share what the vision was, what the plan would be for months and months and months, and then nothing was being executed.
Woo.
So at some point, for me, I had to assess what my values were. Like, what is really important? What is the mission? What is the goal? What's the purpose here? Right. And then see, ultimately, in this situation that I'm thinking about, the overall mission of the organization didn't align with my values. So there was that was confirmation on why things weren't being received well, and weren't executed well, because I had a different value set than the people within the organization, the organization as a whole, and some of the team members. So I was simply in the wrong place in the space. So I made a decision to leave, to keep my peace. Dr. Lisa put the
I
deuces
love
up.
y'all.
Is a as a compassionate, that it feels, it just feels disjointed. At the same time, months later, years later, my peace, I done forgot about all those issues. It gives you a release of weight. So, and allowed me to join a team that I didn't feel like I was out of place, out of sorts. They understand my gifts, and I'm happy to join in that place and space, utilizing my gifts as the true leader that I am. And so, for all my compassionate people who may feel like, oh, woe is me, just assess what is the mission, what's the purpose, and see if you're in even in the right place and space. And that's my 2 cents, and I'm sticking with it.
Well, coach, you hit it right there when you're talking about the gifts. Like, okay, yeah, when people, first of all, that made me think of a story where I was working at, well, not really, I wasn't working, I was volunteering at my ministry, right?
Mhm.
And so now when I'm a team of one and being out in a situation, but all the other team leaders are looking at me saying, like, who are you? I'm like, what? So now they're getting their feelings hurt because of the fact that I'm showing up in a space where they did not. So that
Mhm.
tells me, I'm like, if I wasn't, obviously nobody was handling this particular project or these things inside the ministry that needed to be taken care of for you guys to be asking, what's your title now? And what's your this? And what's your that? I'm like, girl, it's funny that you used the Olivia, because get what I told them. I said, the fixer. Okay, y'all want to be funny around here? Okay, I got something for you. The fixer. Because if you all were doing these things, and mind you, they have been with the ministry for years, and here I come, just been there a few months, and jumping in doing some things that I saw, and of course I didn't just take over. I got permission, you know what I'm saying, do those things from the leaders in the church. And so now you're talking about other people just feeling out of sorts. Mind your business. Go run your dysfunctional team, because all of y'all don't have, the gift that everybody just want to be a part of something just to say that they're part of leadership, right? So no, I would not work in a dysfunctional group. First of all, you know what I'm saying? And if I was the leader, I would step down. If I am the, oh yeah, no, we're bringing this stuff to the table. I need to know what your gifts are, because you may not be a good fit for this team, for this project, for this ministry or project or assignment or whatever, for this job. You may not be a good fit, and that's okay. Let's talk about it. We're not
Mhm.
saying that you're irresponsible. Well, yeah, I am saying, because we can be irresponsible with our gifts and just be pimped with them. Just like, go over here, because they know, that person know that you're going to take care of that because of your relationship with them and making sure that these things, but you're not happy with it. So you're not going to show up 100%. You don't know how to deal with the misfits on the team, and which is causing all of this dysfunction. And so, no, for my gifts, I'm not going to go into self doubt unless I know that we're doing everything right and it's still going wrong. Now,
Mhm.
now, and even to self doubt, I'm like, no, okay, something is not revealed to me, Lord. What is going on right here? Because here's the vision. These are the steps. These are the things. These are the SOPs. This is the marketing plan. We're doing everything right. What is wrong? It could just be timing. So it could be a lot of different things, right? So that's what I would say. I mean, for me, I would bring them all to the table and try to figure out, like, okay, you're not, don't let me take over a new team, a dysfunctional new team. And I'm like, okay, let's get everybody tested. Let's get everybody tested. Boo boo. You should not be, handling customer service. You should be out there grinding with sales, because you not good with caregiving with the customers. Okay. And so you can run into those people who are really good at that and they love what they do. When you can see somebody cry about being a server, about cleaning. When I first saw this lady cry about she loved cleaning and the smell and stuff, I was like, what? Girl, I just sat there staring at her like, wow, girl, you love that cleaning that much? I was like, baby, address, you got my phone number, okay? But anyway, but yeah, so no, yeah, I would, yeah, and I would just, bring it to the table and move people around and give and feel their heart, hear them out, because they may have just been chosen to do that part. and not really wanting to do. Because y'all know on a job, when they tell you to do something, you have to do it for the most part, and so for you to go and say like, boss, no, that I'm not called to do that. Boss man, boss lady, yeah, no, I'm not gifted in that area, and they don't know what the heck you're talking about. So supervisors, managers, what you call them, chief of staffs, all of the leader. You need to know what the gifts of your teammates are, so you can make sure that you place them in the right position, in a place, something that they can naturally do or really do, and then it's a win-win because they're going to love doing it, and then the project is going to be totally amazing.
Sorry, you know what? That brings up a really, really good question, follow-up question that I have now. So
and both of us give you the big eyes. What?
Okay, so one of the best ways to fix dysfunction when we can is, of course, to move people into the right places for their gift, right?
Right.
So what if, and this happens a lot, so in fact, it happened to me. This is a true story from when I worked in higher ed. So I worked for a public college, and sometimes, and I'm saying this as a higher ed professional, a former higher ed professional. Sometimes you working at a public college or university is like working at the post office.
Mm.
The job you got is the job you do, and it ain't no moving around because you're in a pay line, and that's all you can do. How do we help those of us who are stuck like me do something besides walk out? That's what I did. I walked out.
That's what I was
like, okay, I've hit the ceiling here. There's nothing else I can do. 2 fingers. I'm going over to this other university over here. And in higher ed, that is in fact what you do. So take it away, gift coach.
Okay, so what do you do when the job is the job? Mm-hmm. And dang it, that it was something you said triggered another thought. But if the job is what you do, this is what it was. So when I worked at the Marriott Marquis downtown, this was years ago, and I went into the sales department. I'm like, what I was doing for them, this is for the birds, okay? I'm a salesperson, not a sales assistant. I would be a sales assistant until, of course, get in there and pay my dues. But what I did do, I started looking at the pieces of that particular position or that person that I was assigned to, where she was missing, like in some areas of some things where she was trying to grow. She wasn't getting her bonuses. She wasn't getting this. So guess what? I started cross-training. I said, do you mind if I go and learn how to set up bookings and, through like reservations and set up group bookings? She was like, no, go ahead. Oh, okay. Well, do you mind? I just started getting training. I just started learning other positions that I knew that would help the team, and so I was there, I think less than 30 days. Well, okay, I give it 60 days. The first 30 days, she saw a change. The first 30 days in her numbers, because I took the reign, I took the lead, and I started seeing what was missing. I'm like, okay, you're not filling your room blocks, so let me call the client. You know what I'm saying? So I started operating in my other gifts, even in that position. And so they were able to see, and now they're ready to, before she was getting ready to leave, I was getting ready to leave. They were begging me to stay because they wanted me to take over some other areas, right? And but they weren't talking about giving me no more money. Bye bye, boo boo. Right? And so, but that's what you can cross train and learn and show them what you can do in that position that you see that can be fulfilling for that position, and the project as a whole, or the position.
So I think that's good advice. I'm sorry, Dr. Lisa.
No. Go for it.
I think that's good advice.
I didn't have anything to add to that because
I heard you say, ask for permission. Like if you're in a place where you have, I think of it in terms of following orders. You have those that can think outside of the box, like Dean Kathy. Like she saw the gap, right? So she was like, "Well, do you mind if I go across train?" Right? So be willing to ask for the opportunity to learn something to add value to the team. That's what I heard. And
Exactly.
then I also heard that you just started assisting her by leading in your other gifts, operating in your other gifts, right? So, to summarize that for those that might be feeling stuck, um, and you may be coming up to the end of the road, be willing to fill in those gaps that you see so that you're prepared for the next, either next organization or that next level up or whatever that is. But be willing to step outside of your comfort zone so that you can move forward and propel and know your gifts. Know your gifts and operate fully in them regardless of who is around. That's what I heard.
Ooh, that's a good summary, honey. That is definitely a
Mhm.
good summary. And the last thing I just say, yeah, sometimes it's good to go over and above. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And stop thinking like, ooh, this or whatever you may be going on in your little mind. I
Mhm.
had to catch the perceiving response. Okay. That's why y'all saw me arrest that thought. Okay, that's thing. But yeah. And so it's okay. That's how you can really move up. So yeah, no, that's good.
Mhm.
All right. And well, then to wrap up, keep in mind that your top three are where you operate, your top three gifts are where you operate the most, but you still have the other seven, the rest of the seven.
That's right.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And on that note,
So we
it's a
said go
wrap.
discover your gifts, go take the assessment,
Mhm.
bestiefinder.net.
Yes.
Hey, don't forget we also have a free level. So become a future bestie, right? And
Mhm.
so all the good stuff is happening on the inside, y'all. So see you guys on the inside.
Yeah.
See you next week.
And tonight,
And
woman,
tonight.
you.